Hello everyone, I hope you have enjoyed the basic training. Just take note, the basic training is really just a basic overview of PYTHA. Of course, whatever that we have taught you during the training is more than enough to get going already. Okay, so just to show you, okay, PYTHA is able to import DWG, DXF, and SKP. So it means that if you have a designer that gives you the layout of the project in Sketchup, you are able to directly import the Sketchup file. So for this demo, I'm just going to show you an apartment. Okay, this was a DWG file that was imported in. Okay, let's say that we want to put a cabinet here. Okay, a wardrobe here. Okay, all I do is I go to my library. So if I press the fishing hook sign, the library dialog box will appear. You can just go to new and you can add locations. So I can say that, okay, new, maybe my library is located in a certain folder. Let's just say include folder and I press OK. Straight away, every part that you've created in that folder will appear as a library. So this time I'm just going to the wardrobe because I created a few wardrobes in the past. All you do is just drag and drop. Okay. And then just let me off my solid and just select a place to place the cabinet. Okay, so I'm just going to put it somewhere here. Okay, and then I'm going to put the next cabinet next to it, so it automatically snaps. Okay, so done. So we have two. So we are going to use a tool that we have taught in the basic training. It's called Smart Extend. So I'm just going to Tools 2, Smart Extend, select these two cabinets, enter, extend between this point all the way to the end. And I do not know this value. So remember, in PYTHA you do not need to key in the value. I can just select this point to somewhere along this edge here, and I can say only in X. Okay, and split it up into 4 compartments. Enter. So straight away you can see the cabinet is pushed to this area. Some of you will ask, how do you add colors? So we will cover this in the advanced training, but over in attributes, I can add material. Okay, I can say everything is plywood, for example, and select this too. So you can see that PYTHA puts in the material for you straight away. And of course, I can change the laminate color. So I can go to parts, assign. For example, I can change these 4 doors to a color like something that is lighter. Okay, and if I were to run my ray tracer, which is my rendering, I get something like this, which is pretty decent. Okay, so next, once we have the library, so we can play with things that we have learned before called Smart Extend. This allows you to extend the part easily, so you can easily do a floor plan. Okay, next, we are just going to get the cutting list. So from here, I would want my cutting list, so I go to part list. Okay, click on part list, I go to new. I say that, okay, I only want, for example, all the 15mm panels, for example. Okay, enter. And I say I will load a template, okay, that says to optimal. So I got the number, the name, everything all here. Okay, so over here, I got wardrobe 1, wardrobe 2. Okay, so over here, we can export it. Okay, let's just say I export it to a text file. So let me just escape. So I exported the apartment layout to a Excel file. So I have something like this. I'm just going to delete the sub-assemblies, which are all this, the assembly header. Okay, and now I have a simple cabinet like this, and then I'm just going to name it 1, or this number can be named in PYTHA or it can be named in Excel. Okay, so I've plugged in my Optimo. Optimo is a SCM optimizer. You can use Cartwright for Hallmark, up to you. And I say new job. Okay, so straight away, I can just pull out this, copy, paste. Immediately I have my cutting list here, and I can say apartment, okay, and I straight away go into the optimize. So I say use this material, and the system optimizes the parts for me now. Okay, so after the optimization, so straight away after the optimization, you can see I have 6 panels I need, and these panels can go directly uh, to the panel saw, and you can get it cut straight away. So you can see, at least with the optimization, let me just close this. So you are able to directly enter the panel saw with your parts straight away. So this helps you to get into production faster with the optimization software. Okay, so of course, if you do not have a panel saw, you can use free optimization softwares like MaxCut and other softwares. Okay, but PYTHA itself has our inbuilt optimizer. So like for example, if I just want a quick costing, 2440, 1220, 15mm for example, and I say that I go to workshop, nesting, I say that, okay, I want you to nest this board, this is my raw material, and I want everything that is 15mm for example, and I say optimize. Okay, my saw blade thickness maybe is 5, my trimming settings is 5. Okay, so straight away PYTHA calculates the raw material I need, and we have the same results: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from here I can get an estimated costing straight away. So there are two ways. One is to go into the optimizer if you have a panel saw and you can get it cut straight away. This method within PYTHA is more for estimation and costing. Okay, so next we will move on. Okay, so we showed you smart extend. Let's say I'm just going to bring back a carcass. Okay, so I'm just going to put some machining data into this carcass. Okay, I can say edge banding. I can select the edges, for example, 4 edges, and I say, okay, everything ABS 1mm. Okay, to make things a little bit different, I'm going to put a shelf. Okay, which I'm selecting here, selecting the back, and I have at least maybe 2 shelf. Okay, 2 shelf with a setback of 30. Okay, so straight away now I can put in my the machining. Okay, but I've already done some automatic settings, so I just press auto, and I can choose titles, hitage, or future is one of my customer. I just say titles, for example. So straight away what happens is that when you click on titles, PYTHA looks for the panel. So there are some rules that we set which we will cover in the advanced training. For example, bottom panel and side panel, you need to have KD. Shelf and side panel, when PYTHA detects it touching, you need to have shelf holes. Okay, so you're able to get this data done. But this is where PYTHA comes in, flexibility. For example, for the top, you want a minifix, dowel, minifix. Okay, all I do is I just press define. Okay, I can just look for DCS pattern. Okay, and I say cam, which is minifix, star, which is space, dowel, star, cam. So this gives me the spacing that I need. Okay, and I say that maybe you start at 50mm from the back. Okay, I press OK. Just select the side, select the top, select the side again, enter. So do you see? You see cam and dowel, dowel, minifix, minifix, dowel, minifix. So you can change this. Okay, and another flexibility of PYTHA is that the ball holes are live. So if I were to just go back to solid and I will say rotate this panel, okay, this panel, sorry, just cancel. So if I were to just rotate this panel, rotate, and I say rotate along the x-axis, and I can just say 10 degrees, and you notice my ball holes follow. Okay, so PYTHA is intelligent enough to do that. Okay, from here, we can do two things. We can straight away get our plot sheet. So we straight away get some labels. Okay, I'm just going to print a label. I can even say QR code. Let's not do a barcode. Okay, and now export it to my desktop. Okay, so I'm done. I'm just wait for my desktop to appear. Open up the label. You can see straight away PYTHA creates the label. It even tells you the ABS, the site that you need to do the ABS aging. If you have a handphone, you can scan this QR code and the machining file will appear. So workers can just use WeChat to scan this QR code, and then they are able to get the machining file that is needed. Okay, I'm just going to open back PYTHA. Okay, so we showed you plot labels. Another common thing is customers will want this to be nested. So for example, if you are doing nesting, we just press this 2440 1220 18. One panel. One panel should be enough for this. I say nesting, select the panel, enter, and I select everything that is 18. Okay, and I say nested. Maybe my cutter size is 10 mm, so I say marginate part is 10. Press OK. Straight away, PYTHA arranges for me the cutting pattern. So you can see that PYTHA optimizes this cutting and place this panel individually out on the cutting sheet. So what does this mean? This means that from here, I'm able to export to the CAM software that I use. Okay, so for example, for SCM, you use Maestro. Okay, we are able to export this directly to Maestro. How do you do that? Under CNC output, you have this user layer. So you just click it, it will activate the CAM system. We can go to UTWAP, PYTHA, IMA, and SCM, even the Chinese machine. So let's say I go to G code and I export this. Okay, straight away you can see if I go to Nansing, we have the G code, .nc code that you can load directly to your machine and run the system. So you can see it is very straightforward. Okay, but now I'm just going to export to SCM, and I'm just going to export this side panel. Okay, just to my desktop. Okay, so immediately I open Maestro. Okay, so from Maestro, I'm able to import the side panel. So I just select my tooling and I say import script. Okay, desktop, my side panel in. So straight away you can see I do not need to do any machining, and the holes, the drilling, the vertical drillings, and the routing are all done for me automatically. So you can see that there is no effort needed. You see the drilling, the depth is even counted for me, and the diameter is also factored in. Okay, so I can just go to toolpath and you can see a simulation of the tool. Okay, once we set all the settings. Okay, so I'm just going to exit Maestro. So over here, you can see that we are able to export to the machine fairly quickly. Okay, some of the more exciting things that you can do in PYTHA, for example, we have the carcass again. Okay, I'm just going to copy this carcass from here to here, and I'm just going to give 2 copies again. Okay, so we have a standard cabinet like this. PYTHA gives you the flexibility. For example, I can even go to Part Tools 1, bend. I can bend this entire cabinet. Okay, and I can slide this bar. So you can see I can bend it, has a straight profile. And if I want it to be round, I can just say 32 segments so that it's round. And I can bend this according. Okay, and if I explode this, these are all individual panels. So it's still able to machine. Okay, so you can see that when it comes to desktop designs, PYTHA is very fast to be able to do this. Okay, another example I'll just show you. Okay, from one of our customer. Okay. So customers like to use PYTHA because we are a very flexible software. So for example, this was done in 3 hours and we are able to just extend. Okay, and if your customer says that I want this shelf to be bigger, Okay, or maybe they say I want this shelf, okay, to be from here to here. Now it's 528. Your customer wants it to be 700. So remember what we taught you, just say minus 700, enter, and you can see the entire shelf is now extended to 700. Okay, so if we were to this to here, okay, you will see it. Okay, so if you see the distance from here is about 701 to this edge. Okay, so you can see that we are able to extend things very easily in PYTHA. Another example, okay, is that if you have a matter, so you can even do matter, okay, in PYTHA. If I were to explode this, okay, you can see that there are cross-sectional hollow beams that you can do in PYTHA. But what I want to show you in this example, okay, is that PYTHA can even unbend certain metal parts. So we have a metal parts here. Okay, I can just go to part tools 2D revolve, and select this face. Automatically PYTHA bends the profile. So I can say okay, and I can give a certain thickness, for example, to this profile. Okay, this means that if you have a wooden panel that is bent, you're able to unbend it and still have the segment lines for your grooving so that you are able to bend. Okay, so I'm just going to show you another few more examples what PYTHA also can do. For example, we have a picture like this, a 3D picture. Okay, so we have a 3D picture like this, it should come on the screen. Okay, a bit pixelated. PYTHA, you are able to just go to parts, various, relief, and import this picture in. Okay, and you can see straight away we have the 3D image, and I can create a block. So I can play the segments to make it less jagged, 30 by 30, for example. And with this, you're able to import it into a CNC machine, and you can cut it using an MDF board. So customers use this for drawer front, for example. Okay. Other than that, what you're able to do, if you have another routed panel like this, it's a nightmare to trace this in AutoCAD for some of you who do this. In PYTHA, we can vectorize this. You go to curve, vectorize, browse the picture in, okay, and then you see a red bar here. I say from left to right, this is a ruler, and I say this ruler is 400 mm. So left to right is 400. Press OK. You can immediately see PYTHA vectorize it. Just click this, OK. This curve is OK, and then you can slowly click all the black areas, and this can become a solid. So you can see that vectorizing a picture is very easy and fast in PYTHA. Another common thing that you will see, okay, if we have a solid, okay, we are able to say edit this solid, for example, give it eight segments, okay, and now I can say extend, for example, this 4 area, and I can pull it out. So you can see I'm playing with surface now. Okay, not many CAD softwares allow you to play with surface. So I can say extend again, this. So next you'll ask me, Aaron, how do I build this? Okay, if I do not even have a CNC machine. So all you need to do is now go to parts, okay, tools. But before that, let me just scale it nicely. Maybe okay, the scale is about 1.6, 1.7, good enough. Okay, so I just go to lines section, left to right. Okay, and now I can say maybe give me 43 panels. Every panel 18 mm, for example. Okay, so I have something like this, and I delete this solid. So you can see straight away we have the facade. So this can be used for a project like for a roof, a ceiling, or just a special feature wall. Okay, the last example I'm going to show you is a counter. So let's say we have a counter like this, okay, is now I will cut a area to put my customer signboard. So I say difference, click, enter, done. I create another block here, okay, to put my laptop, difference, click, enter. And now over here, I can say move edges, say edges, and say move edge. So I select this edge and I push it back. So you can see I can play with edges, I can play with faces, done. In every software, it's easy to do this, but the next challenging part is how do I produce this? In PYTHA, very simple. All you do is part tools 2, lines, left to right, for example, and I say, give me 6, because I want this to be the skeleton. So I move this now to the right. Okay. So from here, I can even now tell PYTHA, give me individual panels. So parallel, every panel 18 mm, single panel, delete the internal. So now, if I were to explode this model, okay, you're going to see every panel given out individually. So with all this, you can now produce it on your CNC machine. So this shows that, you see, there's very little calculation that you need in PYTHA. Okay, so the last part of this lesson, I'm just going to show you something a little bit more advanced for customers who need to do cutting. Okay, so for example, you have 3 cabinets and you want to cut a hole for the sink over here. It's very simple. Okay, so just know that to cut things is always parts tools 1, part tools 1, boolean. Okay, or you can click on this cheese sign. Okay, then we have union. Union is to join 2 blocks together. So if I go union, okay, if I have 2 blocks, so like for example this, I say union, click, enter. This becomes one solid piece. Okay, you can see the join line disappears. So you can use things like union to join special shapes together. Okay, we have intersections, which is really, to be honest, not commonly used. There's difference, which we'll use a lot. Difference, copy, and line, and template. So for difference, it needs 2 solids to work. Just remember, difference needs 2 solids to work. So let's say I want to cut out something that's equal size here. I can just copy this block up. Okay, and now double click on this block and say that, okay, I want it to have a border of maybe 300 mm or 200 mm, and this front back border of 100 mm. Okay, so you can see immediately I know I can reduce this. Okay, so remember, for difference, to cut this you need 2 blocks. So the 2 blocks have to intersect one another. So I'm just going to give a 100 mm dimension so that you can see this block intersects. And I go to difference. You notice on the command line which part to remain. So I say this panel remains. Next they say subtract parts, and I click on this part and I press enter. Straight away you can see the area is cut out. Okay, how do you change this dimension? Very simple. You can just toggle this wheel to faces, move, and select this face and press enter. And now I can still edit the dimension easily. Okay, next command that I want to go through with you is called differential. It's called template. Template. Okay, when do you use template? For example, I want to cut a circle on this panel. Okay, on the panels in red. So if I want to cut a circle on this panel, okay, and on this panel, sorry, let me just change this, on this panel, and also on this panel. Okay, how do I do that? If I use difference, I have to create 1 block, 2 block. No, we don't do that. Okay, we are able to use a command called template. Just take note, template works on a face and a solid. So I have to draw a face. So I just go to face. I can say circle. I can just move here anywhere. I can just draw a circle. Okay. Sorry, let me just change back my pen settings to blue. Okay, I can just draw any circle here. Okay. And I can just click on the cheese icon, template, okay, remaining part. So select the parts you want to cut, which is this panels in red, enter. Select the face, which is this face, enter. So you can see PYTHA straight away cuts the panels that you have selected. So template is very useful for cutting cable access, okay, for some of your jobs. So you can see that we have pretty much covered the basics of PYTHA. We stay tuned. We now go back to your company, try out the software, and do let us know if you have any questions. We can be contacted on WhatsApp, okay, and also do check out our page, okay. So if you were to go to YouTube, okay, you can just Google PYTHA Asia, and you will see our channel here, okay. We do have videos that we'll be uploading. Currently, we have basic training videos that was covered today. We even have advanced videos like this, how to create an exploded view, how to create a sofa, how to create this nightstand that you see here, and things like that. So do explore. We even have how to create this office table. So do explore. We'll be uploading more videos. Subscribe to this channel. And once again, thank you for coming for the training.